जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा श्रीला प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा श्रीला गुरुदेवा ओ निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अस्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवास आदि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की Thy Gaur Premanande, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Naranarayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadev, the author. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised within transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. We'll do the Mangalacharan together. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are continuing our reading from Canto 1, Chapter 2, which is titled Divinity and Divine Service, and we are on text number 11. So if you want to pull it up on your phones, it's Canto 1, Chapter 2, text number 11. One to 11. Okay, I'll start. Vadanti tat tattva vidhas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagvaniti shabdate. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagvaniti shabdyate. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagvaniti shabdyate. Please chant. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagvaniti shabdyate. Okay, we'll do word for word. Vadanti, they say. Tat, that. Tattva vidha, the learned souls. Tattvam, the absolute truth. Yat, which. Jnanam, knowledge. Advayam, non-dual. Brahma iti, known as Brahman. Paramatma iti, known as Paramatma. Bhagavan iti, known as Bhagavan. Shabdyate, it is so sounded. Translation and purport by our Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan. Please repeat. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan. Perfect. The absolute truth is both subject and object, and there is no qualitative difference there. Therefore, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan are qualitatively one and the same. The same substance is realized as impersonal Brahman by the students of the Upanishads, as localized Paramatma by the Hiranyagarbhas or the yogis, and as Bhagavan by the devotees. In other words, Bhagwan, or the personality of Godhead, is the last word of the absolute truth. Paramatma is the partial representation of the personality of Godhead, and impersonal Brahman is a glowing effulgence of the personality of Godhead, as the sun rays are to the sun god. Less intelligent students of either of the above schools sometimes argue in the favor of their own respective realizations, but those who are perfect seers of the absolute truth know well that the above three features of the one absolute truth are different perspective views seen from different angles of vision. As it is explained in the first sloka of the first chapter of the Bhagavatam, the supreme truth is self-sufficient, cognizant, and free from the illusion of relativity. In the relative world, the knower is different from the known, but in the absolute truth, both the knower and the known are one and the same thing. In the relative world, the knower is the living spirit or superior energy, whereas the known is the inert matter or inferior energy. Therefore, there is a duality of inferior and superior energy. Whereas in the absolute realm, both the knower and the known are of the same superior energy. There are three kinds of energies of the supreme energetic. There is no difference between the energy and energetic, but there is a difference of quality of energies. The absolute realm and the living entities are of the same superior energy, but the material world is inferior energy. The living being in contact with the inferior energy is illusioned, thinking he belongs to the inferior energy. Therefore, there is the sense of relativity in the material world. In the absolute, there is no such sense of difference between the knower and the known, and therefore everything there is absolute. Vadanti tattva vedas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagvaniti shabdyate. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagwan. So we are reading from the chapter, Canto 1, Chapter 2. And before this chapter, in Chapter 1, we had the sages who were at the Naimisharanya forest, and they asked Sutta Goswami some questions. Why did they ask him the questions? They give 4 reasons why they asked him questions. The first reason they gave was Sutta Goswami was completely free from vice. The second reason was that he was well versed in scriptures. Third, he had gone through proper guidance, and because of that he was submissive. And fourth, he had explained that to others. Because of these 4 reasons, he was qualified to actually give instructions to the sages. The sages then asked Sutta Goswami to explain to them the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. And the reason they asked him to give the essence of the Bhagavatam was because the scriptures were so many that it would take them really long for them to study all of it. So they asked some questions. And that is the process of our devotional practice. Inquiry. We need to ask questions. We need to inquire. They asked 6 questions. The first question they asked Sutta Goswami was, please explain to us the purpose of Krishna appearing in the womb of Devaki. Why did Krishna appear in this world? The second question they asked was, please tell us, we are eager to learn about Krishna and his incarnations. Third, please explain to us the teachings which are imparted by our previous acharyas. Fourth, please explain to us the adventures Krishna performed in his various incarnations. Fifth, please tell us the transcendental pastimes of Krishna and his incarnations. And sixth, as Krishna has disappeared in this age of Kali, please tell us, where have religious principles gone to take shelter? So these were the initial 6 questions which the sages at Naimisharanya forest asked Sutta Goswami. So when Sutta Goswami heard these questions, he was fully satisfied, and he said that these are perfect questions. Why were they perfect? They were perfect because they were capable of completely satisfying the self. Only questions like these, Sutta Goswami said, were beneficial for the entire human race. He actually thanked them for these perfect questions. He then asked and explained to the sages of Naimisharanya that what is our supreme occupation? Our supreme occupation is and only is to attain the loving devotional service unto Sri Krishna. And such devotional service is uninterrupted and unmotivated, only to satisfy Krishna. Why do we want to do this kind of devotional service? Why should this be our aim? He explained that the aim is for us to be able to immediately acquire causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. As soon as we are able to attain loving devotional service unto Krishna in an unmotivated and uninterrupted way, immediately we acquire all causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Our occupational duties and activities which we perform are only useless labor if we're not able to please and satisfy Krishna. We all have various activities which we perform every day. But if those activities are not able to please and satisfy Krishna, then they are only useless labor. We don't want to perform these activities for material gain or for sense gratification. However, we want to perform these to cultivate self-realization. We want to be able to satisfy Krishna. Our only desire should be that we desire to have a healthy life. Why? So we can have self-preservation. Why do we want to have self-preservation? Because only then we'll be able to inquire. Just like the sages of Naimisharanya, they inquired about Krishna, and nothing else should be the goal of our life. So, in this verse, we see that the purpose of our life is not sense gratification. And what is sense gratification? Just like animals, they do 4 things. What are the 4 things? They eat, they mate, they defend, and they sleep. If we as humans also just perform these 4 activities, then we are just like animals. Srila Prabhupada actually calls us sophisticated animals. We might be living in these big houses, but if you're performing the same 4 activities like what animals do, which is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, we are nothing but animals. So what is the real purpose of our human life, which we have got after millions of lifetimes? We should feel so grateful that after millions of lifetimes, we have somehow got this human form of life. So what should we do? Our scriptures indicate that the real purpose is self-realization. Tattva Gyan, self-realization. An example is given of Sanatan Goswami. He was a minister. He was working in the government of Muslim ruler. But he wanted to leave and he wanted to join Mahaprabhu. Why he wanted to give up the company? Because he wanted to become a mendicant, a sannyasi, and save the mass of people. Because by becoming a sannyasi, he could actually help so many different people. He approached Mahaprabhu. Why did he approach Mahaprabhu? Because he wanted Tattva Gyan. He wanted to get self-realization. He wanted to get absolute truth. The Vedic injunction is that we don't give up all these four activities, but we inquire kindly. What should we inquire? Who am I? Why am I suffering? So the question Sanatan Goswami could have asked, and the answer could be, well, Sanatan, you are a minister. But he said that, Mahaprabhu, I actually read, and people say I'm a big man, but when I study, I don't know where I came from. I don't know where I'm going. What is the purpose of my life? Why have I come to this world? Why do I have to die? I don't want to die, but it's enforced upon me. I don't want to get old age, but it's enforced upon me. I don't want to get disease, but it's enforced upon me. I don't want to have birth, but it's enforced upon me. Why is this? Those are questions which we need to ask. That is tattva jigyasa, absolute truth. So this absolute truth from this verse, we see it is experienced by different people differently. It's the same truth, but it is experienced by different people differently. Just like sunshine. Srila Prabhupada gives the example of sunshine. So all three items have no difference. Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan. But it's the way in which we are observing it. So just like we have the sunshine, which is the emanation of light which is coming. It is coming from the sun globe, and there is a predominating deity in the sun, right, which is Surya, sun god. Same way, we have the Brahman, we have Paramatma, and we have Bhagwan. So, the effulgence of Krishna has lots of light which is coming out. The light which is coming out, the effulgence which is coming out of Krishna is considered to be millions. We have all these, we have